In the beginning of the story, we are shown a spaceship which is going towards Mars. In this, Alexander and his entire team are present. This is a Russian spaceship. In the 21st century, humans have made colonies on the moon, and now their next target is Mars. This is the first such spaceship that is going to Mars with humans. Soon they reach Mars, and now they are preparing for landing. But then a very big storm comes in Mars, and it is not easy to land in such a big storm. The same time, we are shown the head of this entire project, whose name is Mark. He is also Alexander's friend. He tells Alexander to somehow save the spaceship. Actually, the spaceship is now in the grip of the storm. To save his companions, Alexander separates the part of his spaceship in which he himself is and the other part in which the rest of the crew members are present. He sets the location of the Earth in it and sends them towards the Earth with which everyone is saved. But the module in which Alexander is inside, he crashes. And in this way, Alexander dies. With this, his friend Mark, who is also the head of this entire project, is very sad. Soon a lot of news channels come there. Mark tells everyone that the part of the spaceship in which the astronaut Alexander was, he crashed, in which he died. On the other hand, we are shown on Mars that the module in which Alexander was inside, he crashed and is stuck on a rock of Mars. And in this crash, his life was saved. Alexander quickly contacts Earth, where his friend Mark is giving his interview to the news channel. And when it is found on Earth that Mark's friend Alexander is alive, Mark becomes very happy. He quickly comes in front of the monitor, in which he can see his friend Alexander. With that, the news channels also come there, who see Alexander alive. And now Mark says that we will have to send a rescue mission to Mars to save astronaut Alexander as soon as possible. But his team says that we do not have so many resources. At the moment, it may take many years to prepare for it. Also, his investor says that I do not have so many funds at the moment. Mark is very sad about this. There are many media press reporters here. One of them calls the president of TV Corporation and tells how an astronaut is stuck on Mars. He says that we should make a reality show on it, which will become very famous all over the world, from which we can earn a lot of money. The president of TV Corporation likes his words. That's why he fixes a meeting with Mark. Here, the president of TV Corporation says to Mark that we want to make a reality show on your friend. Your friend will just have to send his vlogs from Mars, and we will show his vlogs to the whole world. This will be the first reality show that a living human being will do from another planet. Mark gets angry about this, but the TV president tells him that by doing this we will get a lot of money. With this money you can save your friend and bring him back to Earth. After this, Mark meets his team and says that I have accepted the deal of TV president. We will have to prepare as soon as possible. His team says that it will take us about 3 years to prepare, and 3 years is a very long time. That's why a psychiatrist is hired for Alexander on Earth who will talk to him. Because of being alone, he can have a negative impact on his mind. The same Alexander is shown, who activates a small robot which starts scanning things there. And now Mark tells him that a TV program will be made on you very soon. Whatever money you get from it, we will save you from that money and bring you back to Earth. But it will take 2 to 3 years. Alexander is disappointed to hear this. But now he has no choice but to wait. Soon the TV show starts, where Mark tells everyone how he feels here and what he has experienced here. Although he is very depressed inside, he is very sad. But he tells everyone everything very well for the program. And now he has been here for many days. And one day when he is inside his module, he feels an energy outside the module. He also hears a voice. He is surprised to hear this. And he tells all this to his communication engineer. And he tells him to monitor the things around him. And when his communication engineer monitors the things around him, he does not get any evidence of anything happening there. Now Alexander has been here for many days, and he has become famous all over the world. He tells everyone how it is around here, how the universe looks from here. The whole world has known him from these things. After every vlog, his psychiatrist talks to him very well, so that he does not feel lonely, so that he does not get depressed. And this time the psychiatrist's fiancée, who is also Alexander's communication engineer, does not like him at all. Also, the host of Alexander's TV, who has made the concept of this whole program, he is very jealous of Alexander, because he does not get as much popularity as Alexander gets. At the same time, Mark demands money from the producers of this show, but they refuse. They say that we do not have enough funds to give you money, but soon we will give you a good amount. Mark is disappointed by this, because it has been 6 months, and even after 6 months he did not take any firm step to save his friend Alexander. Alexander is also frustrated now, and now he also tries to plant there, and one evening, he hears voices again. There is a lot of light outside his module, but soon everything becomes quiet. He does not understand what happened. Actually, the voice he was hearing was his mother's voice, which is no longer in this world. The next day, during the TV session, he tells everyone that I hear strange voices in Mars. And 1 day ago I heard my mother's voice. Everyone is surprised to hear this. Everyone thinks that Alexander's mind is being affected. That's why his psychiatrist talks to him again. Alexander tells him that whichever entity I felt, whose voice I heard, I think it can read my mind. All the questions in my mind, I get answers to many questions. Millions of people live on Earth, and their activities, their actions determine the future of the Earth. And at the same time, Alexander hears a music. But no one can read that music there. And now his psychiatrist thinks that he is hallucinating. Alexander says that whatever entity it is some higher power, some higher energy that is communicating with me. That's why his communication engineer is there. Around Alexander, he gets some sound signals about which he tells his fiancée, Alexander's psychiatrist. Maybe Alexander is telling the truth. But she doesn't believe him. Alexander has not done a TV program for many days, because of which the tension of the TV president increases, because he is making a lot of money from this show. So he calls the investor who invested money on Mark and Alexander's first mission, and they talk to each other, after which they announce that Alexander will soon start his show in which he will be live for 24 hours. And soon his show starts in which Alexander is shown, who is more active than before. There is no tension on his face now. Also, now Alexander is not allowed to talk to his psychiatrist, because of which he doubts. She meets her fiancé and asks her what is going on here. Her fiancé tells that whatever Alexander hears in Mars is all true. I have heard that frequency. I want to study it. But all the financiers and investors here have broken all communication with Alexander from Mars. Now no one can talk to him. We are shown Alexander's friend Mark, who goes to the producer of his show. He says that it's been a year. Now we should start his rescue mission. But the producer refuses. He says that there was no rescue mission in our plan. Mark understands that he and Alexander have been used. There we are shown Alexander, who has severe headache. And that's when the same light and energy comes out of his module. It attacks his module. Here we are shown Alexander's condition, which is worse than before. The next day his live show starts. Alexander is the most famous in the world. He requests everyone to vote for our producer, who is going to stand up for the president. Actually, elections are going to happen soon in Russia. After that, the producer comes and gives his speech. From where the producer gives his speech, many soldiers of the military surround the place. It is revealed that Alexander was not the one everyone thought he was. But with the help of AI, everyone was being fooled by pretending to be Alexander. This place is being shown as the same place which is like Alexander's module in Mars. And now many press people come here. They ask what happened to Alexander. To save his reputation, has to lie that Russia has never sent any mission to Mars. And whatever people have seen about Alexander so far, it was just a part of the show. Mark is very worried about his friend Alexander. And now he comes to the place from where he can communicate with Mark. Here the military is closing the whole place. But somehow he reaches that place, from where he can communicate with Alexander. He connects with Alexander and says, "Forgive me, I could not send any rescue mission for you." Mark tells the whole truth to Alexander that how the government declared our entire project false. That is, according to them, we had never sent any mission to Mars. If you want the world to know about you, then do something there to record a satellite from another country, and let everyone know that you are stuck on Mars. After that, it is possible that a rescue operation will be sent for you. Alexander says, "You take care of yourself." After this, he comes out of his module and makes a very big blast in his entire module. And this blast is recorded on a satellite in America, after which it is told in the news that a blast has been recorded on Mars. And this is the same location where Alexander's presence was told during the TV show. That is, it is true that Alexander is still stuck on Mars, and now the whole world has come to know that Alexander is really on Mars. The same Alexander is shown to us in Mars, who is walking in his spacesuit. He tells that the entity in Mars is itself a whole universe. That entity has told me that whatever has been made in this universe is made by humans. It is the time that comes from the actions of humans. Humans destroy things and they also make them. If a human does not think about his selfishness, he thinks positively about his earth, nature, the universe, then he can make the future of the whole world much better. And saying this, Alexander reaches the top of a mountain where the same entity, the same energy is shown to him, which is settling inside Alexander. With this story ends here. We hope you liked the story.